So I've been asked to share my story, like other people have, about mental health. So, my story is about 7, 8, maybe 9 years ago now. I had a psychotic episode. Now, for some people, that might sound like something that's really strange, and they don't know what that is. Or so let me explain it to you. Um, Basically, I was going around for a few days at least, not knowing what was going on. Um, you know, I wouldn't eat because I thought food was poison. I wouldn't shower. I wouldn't change my clothes. Now, this is before I went into a hospital and got help. So, yeah, I just didn't understand what was going on. I just thought everything was normal, but really it wasn't. Um, so yeah, so a few days I was just going about my you know days thinking things were all right when they really weren't. So after that, my parents recognised that there was something not you know something not right. Started asking questions, and they noticed I wasn't eating properly and didn't shower properly. Um, was saying things that potentially wasn't really happening. But as the day I got taken into a hospital, I got sectioned the first time I went into the hospital because it was that bad. Um, so, yep, I was in the hospital, got sectioned I was in there for a month, um, got a lot of help, um, back to, you know, well, my, essentially my brain got a rest, and got some help, and so things that psychosis can do to you is paranoia, hallucinations, thinking people are trying to get you, are after you all the time. So this is just the first aspects I'm going to talk about to you, and then I'm going to flip it on the other side and do the positive sides, positivity after what's happened to me. So I'll finish this part first. So yeah, so paranoia, hallucinations. Um, yeah, and I can actually remember one of the things that happened to me when I was the day I went into hospital. I was in my parents' house and I was looking out the window, and I actually thought there was a guy standing outside, um, who was going to shoot me. So that's the sort of hallucinations you were getting. And of course, there wasn't anybody there because my dad was standing at the window and going, "No, there's no one there, Chris. There's no one there." I'm like, "There is. There's a guy pointing a gun at me." And I'm like just freaking out and trying to duck and run about and move and stay away from the window and shut the blinds and shut the doors and lock the doors and everything. Now I don't have any qualms about talking about this anymore because I'm well and truly in a great place now compared to when I was maybe 7 years ago. So I'm just putting this out here to really let people know that even although there is adversity in your life and you're struggling and you feel like you're just in a dark place that you can't get out of, then just don't give up because things are temporary. It will pass. You will move forward. Um, as I have done, and I will explain to you in a couple of seconds. So moving on from the hospital, came out of there for a month. Was in for a month, got out. Then I went in 2 weeks voluntarily because I thought I just needed a little bit of help this must have been about maybe a year later or something. I thought I just needed a little bit of help, so I recognised it this time, so which was good. So I recognised that what was happening, and I thought, right, before it gets any worse, let's get some help again. So I was in for 2 weeks just to sort of get sorted again, and then out, and then ever since I've never been back in, and I do not plan on going back in there. So yeah, I just made I put a thought to myself there, and I thought after I came out of the hospital again, I'm like, I'm not going back in there. I'm making changes, and I'm not going back in there. I'm not allowing this to beat me. I will not have this beating me. So I really just put forward positive steps. Obviously, when I came out of the hospital, I'd lost my confidence. I didn't want to speak to anyone. I had anxieties. I was anxious about going out in crowds, things like that. So I had to build myself up again. And I really did that through positive thinking, support from other people, just encouraging me to believe in myself. And once I got my self-belief back, and then the switch just turned like that. Everything just went to a positive. So what I do now is, my current situation is, obviously I forgot to tell you that I live in Scotland. So obviously I live in Scotland, and my current situation now, in the last 5 to 6, maybe 5 years, I've built myself up. So currently I'm a personal trainer. I also play squash for a squash team in Scotland, and I'm also looking to play masters level squash once everything calms down in the world, to try and I like bettering myself. Everyone likes to better themselves, but I'm really focused on making impacts in the world, helping other people, and obviously this is why I'm doing this as well, to help other people understand things and to get rid of the stigma that this subject of mental health has, and just really open it up to the whole world and let everyone see that you can talk about it and you can be successful after you've had a breakdown, and you can do whatever you want to do in your life, and you just don't let it stop you. So yeah, I mean, I'm moving forward now. I'm a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer since 2014. Done various jobs. Currently working at a facility not far away from home, about 20 minutes drive away. I also have a podcast. And I run my own podcast, the Racket Athlete Podcast. It's basically for racket athletes or anyone that's interested in fitness, nutrition, and psychology, sports nutrition, and fitness. So I work with a mentor when I'm doing that as well. So I've got a mentor that does that with me, and we work through things. And I'm currently in the process of marketing a business called the Racket Athlete. Again, it's a part of the podcast, so the podcast is part of the business. So these are just some things that people can do. There is success after you have these traumas in your life, and things happen to people all over the world, everywhere, and that is the main thing for me now, is with what I'm doing and what I'm currently doing and what I'm going to be doing in the future, is to, with the business and the podcast and personal training, is to help as much people as I can and make an impact in the world and make it a better place. So I hope you guys are doing well and keep up the positive thinking.